Hi, my name's Jesse, and I'm the one you're watching skate right now. Santa Fe is the oldest capital city in the United States, and as a result, you can find a lot of different surface types in varying conditions. As the town has aged, it's left a lovely patchwork of different textures to skate. Different textures are one of the unique aspects of city skating, so let's go over some of the ones you'll find here. Keep an eye out for some of these materials as I skate around the city. But first, a word from our sponsor, me. I don't get paid to make these videos, so if you like what you see, consider subscribing, leave a like, and, leave a comment. So, starting with pavement or asphalt. This is what you'll find the most. This is what the roads are made of, obviously, and this also has the biggest variation in condition across Santa Fe. Over time, pavement can show signs of wear and tear, particularly in areas with heavy traffic or exposure to harsh weather conditions. Common signs of wear on pavement include cracks, potholes, and rough surfaces. Boy, do I know about rough surfaces. In extreme cases, large chunks of pavement may break off, or the texture of the entire road might just be like a cheese grater. Sucks. Varying conditions mean you'll find really nice paved areas right next to roads that are just borderline completely destroyed. Next, let's talk about concrete. Concrete, pretty common. Sidewalks, some parking lots, a lot of areas are made of concrete. These can also show similar signs of wear over time. They can crack, especially if there's heavy traffic or exposure to a freeze-thaw cycle. The surface can become rough or pitted due to weathering or erosion, but that's relatively rare. Every so often you'll come across a section that just seems pretty much completely destroyed, but most of the concrete that you find in Santa Fe is fine. Next up, we've got brick. Brick surfaces are pretty durable. They can still show a bit of wear, but generally they're pretty strong, pretty fun to ride on. In Santa Fe, most of the pathways don't use mortar, so they're just friction fit, which means that they move a little bit when you skate over them. But usually the ride is pretty smooth. I like the sounds that bricks make as you ride over them. And, generally I like skating bricks. There are some areas where the bricks are coated with a sealant, which makes them shiny, and it also makes them kind of slippery and slick. So watch out for that. Okay, next up we're going to be talking about things that I roll that are rarer. Things that I don't roll every day or that I might not encounter every time I go skating. Starting with flagstone. These are pretty rare. Usually they're more spaced out and they're kind of hard to skate because of the cracks in between the stones, different heights of and imperfections of the flagstones themselves, and usually they form pretty thin pathways. So rarely I skate these, usually I don't. There are some areas that have pretty extensive flagstone paving, but generally I try and avoid them. Next up, we've got tiles. These I almost never see except in decorative cases, like right on the front step of storefronts and that sort of thing. They're pretty slippery, and generally I just try not to ride them if I see them. Cobblestone. Again, another pretty rare pathway material that I usually try and avoid. Train tracks. These are one of these things that I've never fallen while I've been rolling over them, but I always be careful while I'm rolling over train tracks. People say never to go straight over them, make sure to approach them at an angle. I don't really think any of that matters as long as you're being careful and you're aware of what your wheels are doing. Next up, we've got packed dirt. This is surprisingly rideable, but I try and only coast across it if I ever have to ride on dirt. Next up is grass. This is something I think is fun to roll downhill, but again, it's not like you're ever going to be skating on grass, you know what I mean? Kind of a weird one. And finally, for weird things I like to roll, we've got traffic light bumps. These, I guess they're called truncated domes or detectable warning pavers. Apparently they're part of tactile paving. Basically those little yellow things that you see like right in front of crosswalks to let the visually impaired know that they're coming up to a road. These things used to be kind of stressful to ride over, and now I really enjoy it. It's really nice to know that I can roll over these just about any direction and feel comfortable doing it. Besides just the wear of the different materials that I've described today, I also want to talk about some of the different conditions that you might find them in, or some of the different variables that you might encounter as you're skating. Specifically, I'm talking about gravel, dirt, sand, that sort of thing. These are actually pretty common on roads in Santa Fe because we use sand to, add grip back to the roads when it snows in winter. But Santa Fe gets pretty low precipitation, so it takes a while, sometimes all year, for it to wash away. So you'll see just patches of sand and gravel just on the road from winter. These patches are pretty easy to spot out and avoid, but it's just something you have to be aware of and take care to notice when you're skating here. I'm going to let the rest of this session play out, but keep your eyes open for any of the things that I've talked about thus far. Please enjoy, and again, if you like the video, leave a like. If you want to see more from me, consider subscribing, and if there's anything you want to say to me, leave a comment down below. See you.
Wish it away, this tear's gone. I hope you had fun. I should've this. Nightmare.